would like to caution listeners that the upcoming interview touches upon various topics that some may find upsetting. In an effort to tell the real story of what is now happening in Myanmar, we encourage our guests to share as they feel comfortable doing, affirming that this platform can bear the weight of their stories. As traumatic as the events have obviously been for our guests, they can affect even some of us who are listening from a distance as well. Every member of our team has shed a tear at some point or another in the process of bringing these interviews to you, and you might similarly find yourself affected by this story. So if you feel some of this content may be upsetting, maybe consider listening in stages or in whatever way that works. But please listen to bear witness to this guest story. Welcome to this episode of Insight Myanmar podcast. We are joined by two guests. One is a doctor and the other is a medical student. And for the last 3 years, they have been operating in extremely difficult conditions, based mostly in Dimoso in Karenni State. One can only imagine, and one has heard, and we'll hear more about how difficult the medical conditions are with which they operate, and yet they have been doing so courageously with such limited supplies and helping a beleaguered population for the last 3 years. And we're going to hear more about their backgrounds and their experiences, and also about Karenni State in addition. And so I'm very pleased to welcome both of these guests to share. And I would like to know if first you can introduce yourselves, your names, and your background.
Yes, I'm Dr. Paing, and before coup, I own my clinic, and after coup, I closed my clinic, and I came to the Karenni State in June 2021. Now I'm working as a medical superintendent of Luke Revolution Hospital in Karenni State for 3 years. Yes, nice to meet you all.
Hello, my name is Hector. I was a 3rd year's medical student before the coup. And after the coup, I came along with Dr. Paing to Karenni to cure comrades and the refugees.
Before the coup, our country is suffering from the COVID-19. So we are volunteering in the COVID-19 infection outbreak, and with the aim, I would like to study public care in Thailand. After coup, I became a doctor in Janken.
I was the same university with him. Yes, the same with him in COVID-19 outbreak, right? I was volunteering with him too at the fever clinic. Yes, and then the coup happened, and we came together here.
Right. So the military coup happens in 2021. This is a shock to everyone in the country. And this is the moment you have to make a decision. What are you going to do with your life? Are you going to keep your head down and try to be safe? Are you going to try to leave the country? In your case, you both make the decision that you're going to help the people where it's needed most in a place of great danger and great discomfort to yourself. So how do you make a decision like this?
I don't want to head down to the SEC, so and I have no idea to leave my country at all. So what can I do? I think I can do. I can do, and I can give medical service to the injured people and the civilian who need the medical service. So I decided on my revolution way by my medical knowledge to give the medical service to our people as much as I can. So firstly, I am the volunteer medical doctor in the peaceful protesters and give the the CTN movement is successful in our country. So all the hospital is shut down in 2021. So I'm working as a general doctor for the people who actively participated in peaceful protests, and also I'm the general doctor for the delivery of the woman in township, Hackley, Secrecy.
After the coup, we are not agree with the SEC, right? And so we joined the protest, and despite we protest peacefully, but they they shot at our friends, and I've lost friends too. And also in Landmines and Shibida, yes, and in both of the city, I've lost friends, and yes, everyone knows this is not fair. This is about what government do, right? So for the justice, for the democracy, we decided to join the revolutionary forces, resistance forces, and we are here. That's why.
This is not a light decision. You've lost friends, and you know that you're risking your own life further by being in greater danger, by taking one more step into the revolution and helping those people, those civilians, yes, that are being harmed in terrible ways by the military. Yes. How did you make that decision? Did you hesitate? Were you worried? How do you make a decision to risk your life and to that degree?
Yes, it was a clear decision. I didn't hesitate to join resistance forces and yes, to help people, civilians. Actually, yes.
Me too. Without worry and without hesitating.
Yes.
It's a clear decision.
But to be honest, we have to worry about our families who were back there, left at under the control of SEC, right? Our families were under the control of SEC, and we are yes, worried about them. So we don't, how to say, in public, we don't use our real name, or we don't use popularity. Yes, we just in hidden, how to say, we in hidden identity, right?
No profile.
Yes, we no profile. I can use some words. So.
Yes. I mean, you're speaking with so much humility about really your heroes, and the decision that you make is so courageous. You're bringing a modesty and humility, but I want to underscore to listeners just how tremendous these decisions have been. And for 3 years, you have been on these front lines.
Yes.
And so you make the decision to go to Karenni after the coup. Why Karenni? Why did you choose to go there of all the other places you could have gone?
There, both he and me, we give, medical training to the forces. First aid training to the medic in resistance forces first, and then we came back to our houses and at this time there was a clash in Karenni, right? No other places has been suffered from war at the time. So in Karenni there has been war and also refugees, and as well as new resistance forces are founding there, and so we are so we want to join them, right? Yes, this was an opportunity for us to join the resistance forces, and then we came there. That's why.
So you decide to go to Karenni. One of you comes from a Bamar background, the other mixed Bamar, Rakhine, and you're going to an ethnic state. Had you ever been to Karenni before or had contact with members of the Karenni community? And how were you welcomed when you first came and started to be in Karenni and meet Karenni people?
No, we have never been to Karenni, and also we have no relation in Karenni State. At the time, we are not safe. We have no safety in the city Yangon, and my medical license is taken by the SEC. So we have to leave the city, and this is also, he said, this is also our opportunity. At the time, the first battle was occurred in 6 May, maybe on 16 June. So I heard that they need medical doctor, and some people are hiding in the jungle with so many injury and no medical supply. At the time, the battle is progressing in Chin State. So most of the Myanmar people are interested in Chin State at the time, but not in Karenni. So I think Karenni people need me. So we have to plan to go to the Karenni State. Yes.
Right. And so then when you go to Karenni State for the first time in your life, you've never been there on vacation, on work, on travel, on anything. You're meeting an ethnic group that you've never come in contact with before, and you're going to a region that you've never been to before. So what was that experience like?
It was like, yes, we've been strangers, right? And they hate Bamar for years, you know, and they have wars. They have a term. They call soldiers in Bamar as Katan.
Yes.
They have a term called Katan. The same term as soldier is Bamar. Yes. That's why when we reached there, we are Bamar, right? Some of them didn't trust us because we are Bamar, and they didn't even trust us doctors. Yes, actually, yes, we don't look like doctors back then. We didn't look like how do we say that? We look so normal, right? As they have seen, we are not like doctors they have seen in movies. Yes, that's why. At first, the communication between them and us was difficult. Yes. We have to build
trust.
We have to build the trust slowly, step by step, right? To make them believers. Yes, we have to do our job properly. We have to do our jobs. We open a clinic, right? At first, we open a clinic, and then mobile clinics.
Yes.
In the village, right? Then mobile clinics, and also we raise fund for comrades. Yes, and step by step, yes, they trust us and they give us a place at the hospital, right?
Yes.
Hospital, government hospital. Yes, and then we started hospital setting. After that, the SEC bombed us, airstrike, right? Airstrike us, but it didn't hit us. It hit near us, but it didn't hit any of the buildings or people. But we have to remove, right? We have to move. That's why we moved to the jungle in 2022, right?
That's horrendous. Your hospital is bombed by the military of its own. One's own country's military is bombing their hospitals. We know this, but this is just so infuriating and shocking and terrible. What was the experience like? What has the experience been like of surviving airstrikes and seeing the airstrikes come?
Yes, during the airstrike, we are so tired doing hospital works. I was sleeping. Some of them are resting at their places. Also, most patients and staff all were sleeping. I think they bombed at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Like
on 27 February.
It's already it's a place. It's already in Google Map, right? Government hospital means it's on the hill, and it's a clear target.
So this was intentional. They wanted to bomb the hospital.
Yes. We hear the jet fighter coming, and then immediately they shot. They released the missile. We heard that. Then boom. And
500 pound 2 times.
Yes, 500 pound. How do you say it? Missile?
Missile, yes.
At the time, I was sleeping in my room. The ceiling broke. The ceiling broke and it fell on me. So I woke up, and the shockwave is like how do you say it? Earthquake.
Yes.
Earthquake.
Mm-hmm. Earthquake.
Yeah. Yes.
Strong earthquake, like
as strong as the earthquake. So I woke up and I realized, wow, now we are attacked. We were under attack, and then back then we didn't have bomb shelter.
Yes.
We thought they won't bomb us. They won't bomb hospital. I think so. That's why we didn't have a bomb shelter for at the hospital back then. We have to run, but no bomb shelter, right? We have to hide. We had to hide in, how do you say this? A small gutter,
yes.
roof gutter. Yes, we have to hide this. It didn't even suit our body. It's really small. Yes, but we have no choice. Otherwise, if we ran on the, on the field, the bullets will come to hit us. So we have to hide in the gutter, and then we listen if the jet fighter came back. Second time. Yes, it really came back, and boom again. And we saw this at night, but we saw the, how do you say this? Flame. Yeah, we saw the missile come and hit again, but not us, not on the hospital. And after this, we were so worried about the patient, right? Patients means every patient. Some were comrades with trauma injuries, and some were old people with medical
chronic diseases.
And is so terrifying, right? They will be. We were worried that they had heart attack or something like that. They were dying, worrying. I think. Also, there were neonates, right?
Yes,
Neonates,
newborns,
baby, too. They were all scared at this time, so we have to close the hospital after the day.
So this hospital they bombed, were the patients civilians? Were they also armed fighters and soldiers, or were they just civilians?
Different background. Many people. We didn't have security for those people. There may be some people who support SAC, but we didn't know that. So we accept all. We treat them all. During the hospital setting, right? Outpatient visits were so high, and in a day about
400 out
per day.
Yes,
200 to 400 per day.
Wow! And how many doctors?
at the time, two general, one general surgeon and one orthopedic surgeon and 3 medical officers and 5 medical students at the time.
So you have less than 10
Yes.
medical professionals treating
Yes.
upwards of 400 people a day coming.
Yes, they all are outpatients, but there is also inpatient. It's about maybe 50 bedded, just about 50 inpatient, including both communal and civilian, like medical disease and war-related injury, and also the delivery cases, and also the newborn babies.
And, you know, we'll talk in a moment about how you then relocate to the jungle, but I'm just thinking of issues of medical resources and supplies, as well as electricity and equipment. Yes. And I can only imagine how hard it would be for the hospital in Dimoso town, let alone the jungle. And so talk about the challenges you faced in these areas.
Yes. We can run our hospital by the head of the local people. Without them, we can do anything. They are very welcome and very helpful for us. So we have to find some bit generator and also the general volunteer. So the local youth are participating within the hospital. They are helpful in finding the bit generator, and also they work as the general worker or general volunteer for the hospital.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then the hospital's bombed in February 27th, 2022, and you realized there was no security, so
yes.
You have to leave the town and go about setting up some kind of medical facility in the jungle. So tell us about that process.
Yes. After SEC attack, we have to find some safe place for our Medicare revolution journey. So we have to ask the local governments. So we have to see each and every village, maybe just about 5 villages, to give the place for hospital. Most of them disagree with that because they are worrying about the next time attack by SEC. So we understand and they are worrying about. So we are searching for the safer new place. Luckily, we met a comrade from the KND FBO8. He gave a place to build the Luke Hospital. So we go to the hidden place with the big tree and witches. I like this place, and we have to claim this place and started at Luke Hospital.
So did you actually have to construct a building?
Yes.
What kind of building? How did that happen?
Building. We have operation. We have to build operation theater, right? For a hospital setting, there has to be a operation theater, right? So for the operation theater and laboratory rooms and as well as X-ray room, right? They are all built like one building, one big building, and for us, we have to build. The operation theater is built with bricks and some big walls, but we live. At first, we live with bamboo, right? And bamboo built with bamboo houses, and then we try using some woods, and we live at the wooden houses, and also the wood. The wood was at first built with bamboo, and then bamboo is safe. Good? It wasn't good for patients, bamboo has some dust. The dust came from bamboo. It wasn't good for wounds, right?
Right.
That's why we step by step. Then we remove bamboos and we use woods.
Replace with woods.
Woods, yes, we replace with woods, and then now it's
wood.
Wood, yes, yeah. And then now in 2023 we could upgrade this building with bricks and also ceramic tiles for the disinfection, right? Yes, the walls are now like the step by step. We have to build for the disinfection process. Yes.
To be honest, it is good for having the separate building for each and every facility, like the separate building for X-ray imaging and a separate building for the laboratory and a separate building for the operation theory. That is good and it is standard. But at the time, we have very limited funding supported by the individual Myanmar people. So we have to think about our financial problem. So we discussed with our odd members. It's about 11 at the time. So we are not engineer and we have no experience in drawing design, but we are making a drug of the operation theater, including X-ray room and also the laboratory room and also the post-operated patient room is included. It is bit, but just one bit bitten at first, and the patient what for the patient is made by the bamboo. He explained it. Now it is
upgraded to bricks and ceramic tiles. During disinfection.
Yes, during 3 years. Yes.
And how about the security?
Security.
Luckily, and we are safe for highway missile.
Yeah. Yes, long range missiles. We are safe from this because we live in a valley, right? In a valley,
in the forest.
In the forest, in a valley, and long range missile can reach us, and also there is big trees. There are so many big trees covering us, and we also cover the hospital. Some
nest.
Yeah, some places with how do you say?
Cover with nets.
Nets. Black nets.
Yeah, nets.
Yes,
yeah.
nets. Yes. That's why they can't reach us, and they couldn't find us. But then in 2023. They search with drones
every day.
Yes, every day. Drones and some civilian, how do we say this? Civilian drones. Yes. They searched us, but I think they couldn't find us. And yes, but then there were so many injured comrades at the hospital. Yes. So they find us, and one comrade even said when they fight the military, and that soldier has has a paper written that near the village, we were near the village, right? Near the village in the jungle. Yes, that village name, and there is a hospital. He has written. Yes.
With red.
Yes. 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 Comrades even mentioned that they knew we exist, but they couldn't find us.
So they're looking for you. They're trying to destroy you.
Yes,
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
Every day they are scouting by drone, and also every day scouting and finding us. It is sure that they were destroying us when they find us.
Find us. Yes.
As well as they find us, they were destroying us.
Right.
And
Yes.
we have a security gate in entrance of the hospital. That security gate filter the comrades and people. Yes, at first before they came to the hospital, right? Before they came to the hospital, they filter the comrades and the civilian who are from Karenni or who are from SAC first. So for the security is important, right? We have to separate it for sure. So yes,
We can do on ground security, but we cannot do on
yes.
sky scouting. Yes, we cannot do.
Learn from lesson. Yes. Before this hospital in jungle, we live in a carbon hospital, right? Back then we didn't filter people like based on their background, right? So there may be those who support SAC, right? And before the boom, some I don't know who some burned the how do we say dam, some burned the dam with gasoline, and we have to burn it down. How do you say it? Put out the fire. Yes, the fire means the when the Jap fighter camp, when they see the fire, it's a clear target, right? And we have to put out the fire back then. We didn't know who make
This.
Yes, who burned this. Yes, this may be someone who support SAC, right?
Yes.
Learn from lesson that yes, we have to put a security gate before the hospital. Yes.
Right. So you talked about the capacity in the town hospital in Dimoso. How about what kind of capacity are you seeing at this jungle hospital? How many medical professionals do you have, and how many patients are coming in daily?
For now we medical professionals, there are a lot. We have to welcome, right? So those who wants to join us, we welcome those who want to join us, and we also some there were slots, right? For the medical officer and as well as sergeants and OG. OG means obstetrics and gynecologists, right? So we have to welcome them. We have 3 general surgeons, right?
Yes, 3 general surgeons, and also 3 anesthesiologists, and also 2 orthopedic surgeons, and 1 chest surgeon, and 1 also did and gynecologist, and 1 pediatrician, and 8 medical officers, and 8 medical students, and 2 senior nurses, and 12 trained nurses.
Wow. And how many patients roughly are coming per day?
Now we by the security alert, we cannot give outpatient service to all people, so we make a limited outpatient, but we welcome all the patients who need to admit to hospital. So it's about 20 to 25. Sometimes it is about 10 admission patient per day.
25 per day.
Yes, 25 is the maximum party, but the average range is about 10 to 20 is every day in patient who need to admit hospital.
So if you're doing the numbers, if you were talking about 400 per day in Dimoso and maximum 25 per day at this hospital, you're looking at less than 10% of the patients you can serve before. What happens to those large number of patients who need medical care somewhere? Is there somewhere else they could go?
Yes. There are so many other clinics in the state, and we have opened an outpatient clinic named the Venue in December 2024 now. So for the patient who need the outpatient care. And also there is also other so many clinics in the state run by medical professions.
And how about electricity?
It's run by generators.
Diesel generators. Yes.
No electricity at all since to 2022. In 2021.
No electricity at all.
Yes.
It's a state. Karenni State have produced electricity.
Yeah.
No lobby, right?
Yeah.
Yes. For the whole country, but they cut off electricity since 2021, maybe on April.
And where we are right now, near the our hospital, near our hospital there was village, right? These villages got electricity in 2021, right?
Yes.
2020, just 1 year later, and the coup happened, and they cut out electricity.
So you're saying they got electricity for the first time in their lives in 2020, and then the next year they waited their whole lives to have electricity, and then the military cut off the electricity that the civilian government provided them.
Yes.
Despite being the state that produced electricity, they didn't get electricity.
Yeah, well, that's what the military does. I mean, you look at like Kachin State with all the wealth that's produced by the jade and the rare earth, and of course, there's no benefit of any of that wealth to the education or civil services. The state that produces all the electricity is the state that doesn't receive any of that electricity. That's that's the standard.
Yes.
And so, and how about the medicine, the equipment, the resources? How do you have sufficient supplies? How do you get them? How is that?
We have to plan to get the medicine and other medical instrument and machine in so many ways. Some are from local and some are from the international. But the big issue is from international. There is a way in locate, there is a way in locate, but we cannot get any supply from international. Some Myanmar people or some people from the international, they want to donate or they want to give some broken machine or used machine, they want to give. These machines are useless in their country, but they are very useful for us. They want to get, but how to say, Gaston don't allow to bring it across the border. So it is very difficult for us. We need urgently like a ventilator and defib machine, and also the cell laboratory machine like a blood gas analyzer. It is the blood test for the international, but we have no. So I request and I ask to supply this to me. Somebody from the international want to donate and want to give this, but it is very difficult to cross the border, and it is very difficult to cross the Gaston. So it is very difficult.
I see. And how about data and phone services? Do you have any access of communication?
Internet, in 2023, right? We got Starlink. Before this, we have to go to a place where internet is accessible. We have to go about 1 hour
from our hospital.
We have to use transportation, like we have to take times for the internet. But now we have Starlink for internet, and but still there's no phone services. We can call, but internet is sensible. So
no phone services at all.
Yes.
Yes.
The SAC cut down all phone services in Karenni, except for the Luangor, where there is right. They have cut down all. Yes.
In 2021, we work our daily activity in the morning, and we have to go somewhere to get the internet in the evening. It is daily routine process. Yes. And in 2023, we got to Starlink.
Right. Now, I want to ask you about the experience of the kind of medical procedures and work that you do. You're both trained doctors and medical professionals, and so coming from that background, you're not a stranger to dealing with trauma and difficulty and your training provides you to be able to work in difficult situations, traumatic situations, as doctors do anywhere in the world, any situation. And yet, I'm sure that when you're going to Karenni, you're seeing a different level of trauma. You're seeing a different level of horrifying injuries and things that, as far as you were trained in normal medical procedures, this is above and beyond what you were dealing with before. So talk about that transition, and if that was difficult for you to adjust to a different level of trauma and terror.
Yes. For me, I'm a student, right? He is a doctor before. He is already a doctor, so he has experienced this before. For us, medical students, there were many more. They all have experienced this trauma for the first time in their life. Yes, some traumas are so horrifying. When they step on the landmine, and they have both auto-amputated legs. Both legs are auto-amputated. Sometimes civilians, sometimes pregnant women, they have lost their legs. Yes, whole lower part of the body. Yes, sometimes they even lost the whole part of the body. Yes, sometimes. So some head injuries, right? Head injuries are also terrifying. So horrifying. Yes, sometimes we have to lose people, right? Comrades are so young. Some comrades even they are 18 or like 20. Yes, not old. They are so young. And they have friends, family, right, at the hospital. And when they see their friends suffering, their son or something like that suffering, they cry. They feel so, how do you say, devastated, right? Yes, we all feel that too, because comrades, right? We are all comrades.
Yes.
For you, yes, we are all together.
We all are the same.
Yes, we are all the same. We have the same feeling with your family and with your friends. We have to make them, how do you say that, life like normal people, right? But it's beyond our limits, right? Sometimes we have to watch them suffering and let them die, pass away, let them pass away, right? It's a hard feeling to accept, hard feeling, so hard, it's so hard. Yes, it's also so traumatizing. Yeah, someday we couldn't sleep thinking about them, right? Yes, now we have to adjust, and we have to continue walking, right? We have to adjust and keep walking to save the rest. We have to forget about the past and to save the rest. So we have to move on to save the rest. So yes,
and you've been
difficult.
And you've been experiencing this for 3 years, day after day.
Yes, day after day. Yes.
Are there particular moments or procedures or individuals that have stuck with you or stood out and that you can't get out of your mind?
Yes. Now I quitted clinical things and I work at the office. Before that, yes, every night I dream about like doing a CPR, right? Doing a CPR every night, I think. Sometimes I even dream about them walking to me and saying things to me, but they already done, right? Yes, I can get out of some people, some comrades. I think they have been cured. They are almost normal people, right? But for some reason they have some underlying diseases and they die suddenly, right? They pass away suddenly, so it makes us more. It makes us more hard. Yes, yes. Back then, yes, I was. I dream about them every day. Every day I'm on duty and on night shift. Every day I dream about them. I see them, and I sometimes, how do we say this? Hallucination, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I even see hallucination.
Right.
About them. Yes.
Right.
So he got the medical work, and now he is doing office work.
Thing.
Right. So you're saying that there are cases of particular individuals who died traumatically that you were trying to save.
Yes.
And these specific individuals are coming back to you in dreams and in day life hallucinations.
Yes.
That they're coming to talk to you, that they've somehow survived.
Yes.
Are these the individuals that are coming to you, are they are they many patients who are passing away, or are they specific individual patients that keep coming many times?
Specific patient, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not everyone.
If you're comfortable, can you share who those patients are?
Comrades, yes, the comrades, and during one day we were alive. I changed dressings for their wounds, and I have good connection with them, and I talk a lot to them, and yes, when they die, yes, it's so devastated.
So they were your friends?
Yes, friends. Before I don't know them, but when they are hospitalized in the hospital, yes, we became friends. We are comrades, right? We are all together. So, I'm 24 years old, and they and me are about the same age. Yes, some are younger than me, and yes.
So, I mean, you're describing you're in your early 20s, they're in their early 20s, they're trying to protect their communities against a regime that's trying to kill them all. You're trying to heal those that are being that have been attacked and are trying to survive. You're all in your early 20s, and none of you are coming from any background of military or conflict medical work or any kind of background in what it's like to be in a conflict zone. And then suddenly you're thrown into seeing horrific landmine injuries of limbs that have been severed, of people that are dead, dying, and in the process and hovering between life and death that you're trying to save, despite these horrific injuries to civilians, pregnant women, mothers, elderly, young children, monks, all kinds of people that are staying in your mind. And so how do you've been at this for 3 years, and I'm sure that every time it's just as horrific and shocking, but you have to keep doing it. It's your job. You have to wake up to do another day. So how do you do that? How do you find a way to be able to deal with the situation, but to not be emotionally devastated and shocked and traumatized every time?
Yes, I have. I thought I have to used to this, right? During the revolution, I have to lose people. Yes, we have to lose people. Sometimes we have to say goodbye. Sometimes we can't afford. Yes, we can afford to let them live, right? We have to accept that. Yes, acceptance heals me. Yes. That's why I have to work together to save another life. I have to forget the past. Yes, that's what revolution taught me. Yes.
You have to accept death.
Accept that. Yes.
Even as we can die.
Yes, we can die
anytime.
You have to accept your own death as well.
Yes,
you're saying
we can die anytime with any cause.
Yes.
Did you have that approach to life before the revolution, that you were accepting of other death and your death?
no idea about this.
Yeah.
Before coup, before revolution, no idea about that. But now we accept any time, anywhere we can die.
That's heavy.
Yes, but it's this acceptance make good for us.
Yes. So we can move on, right?
Yes,
We can keep on doing the revolution things, right?
this is the truth in our revolution, and this is the way we choose.
Yeah. And so how about yourself? We talked about your friend shared a story about what it was like going from a medical training in an urban area to a warfare in a conflict zone and the kind of trauma that's seen. What was that transition like for you?
It's hard. Even it is very difficult for him. He is just a medical student. Even though I'm graduated medical doctor, but I had very limitation to give the medical service to prepare because no training, no action. So at first we have no senior sergeant. I am the boss of the team, so I can do just dressing and send amputation and can do only with the local anesthesia. But by the head of our senior specialists like general sergeant and also anesthesiologist, we can do now even though major operation. At first, I remember the patient who had a machine. This one is 20 years old. He lost both legs by the landmine. Blood not pouring out because of no blood in his body, just squeeze out. And we give IV intravenous blood transfusion. At the time, the blood is slowly squeeze out. It is so terrible for me to see him. He is no conscious at all. At the time of the admission, no question at all, and we give the treatment for him, and we give the mass blood transfusion. We accept he will die within 24 hours. But by the God, he became fully conscious at midnight, 2 a.m. He say, "I'm so thirsty. Please let me drink some. Please give me some water." Oh, we are very happy for him. We don't hope that. So no mean for him is the best, but we know he will go. So we give a cup of water. So he drink eagerly, and he talk about more about his native town and about his family. It is very strange for us, but after that he fought asleep and he died of at 5 a.m. It is very hard for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
You talk about landmines. You've referenced the number of landmine victims that come. How, and I should say, we've spoken with landmine experts and we've talked about landmines on this podcast before with past guests. As you're living in the ground in a place that's contaminated by landmines, and you have the landmines from below, the airstrikes from above, the danger is so severe, sometimes soldiers on the ground. But how serious is the risk of contamination of landmines in the region that you're in?
It's very serious. FCC made the landmine even though in the public people compound. Recently, one lady who misses her home came back to her home and got landmine injury and her house. So maybe every landmine is everywhere in this take, but we have to work under the supervision of camera, So it is very serious. Back, in 2021, 2022 is landmine and air attack is the missile are the biggest war-related injury. Now, SEC used the suicide drone. Now suicide drone is the biggest war-related injury. It can make human into pieces like the air attack, and so now landmine is decreasing, and the war-related injury. The most war-related injury is air attack and the suicide drone.
And have you seen the consequences of the suicide drone?
Yes. Now our hospital is recently we discharged a patient who got injured by the suicide drone. He lost his hand and his one leg. He got his right hand and left lost.
Right.
And at the time, he said his friend is dying of at the set by suicide drone by SEC.
Horrific.
Yes.
Now, we've spoken about the physical trauma and strain that you're involved with as doctors.
Yes.
And I want to talk a bit about the mental side of it and the emotional side. I know that you're not coming from a background of psychology or mental health.
Yes.
You're coming more from physical, but from your own personal experiences, those of your colleagues, as well as what you're seeing among the Karenni population. How would you describe how people are doing mentally? What kind of mental issues is the population now suffering under?
Most of the people are suffering from the
PTSD.
mental illness. Even though as like sometimes we are suffering from depression, we have no hope, and we want to go our home, and we want to see our mother. So this is so terrifying for us and hard feeling. Even though I meet in Chiang Mai, but I don't want to go in Thailand. I just want to go back home. So every day, and also we met the injured patient. So this is also, we have so many mental illness, and also even everybody like our comrade, and also their parents, and also their cousin with this. And this is the natural, and this is the big impact of the revolution by dictatorship. This is the big impact to our people. So there is a way of solution. Some are coated with the negative coating, like alcohol or something smoking. Some are coping.
What kind of coping?
Like meditation. Yes, coping. Like meditation and listening sounds and walking through the forest and climbing mountain and drawing. And for us, we do self-care exercise to notice our mind. How feeling today is sad, I am sad, or I am happy, or I'm angry, something blah blah blah. So we have to notice our mind, what is happening in my mind. So we give more time for our meditate, for our self-care time. Like sometimes we are dancing in the disco line.
There's a disco in the jungle.
Just one in our hospital. Sometimes we like on the disco light and we play the music with the Bluetooth box and dance.
What kind of music?
Like DJ sometimes.
I mean, Burmese music or Western music?
International music.
But so, like, what songs do you dance to?
Any song that look, how to say, that sounds so, how to say, amused, right?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Now?
We don't have a favorite. But
Now we are dancing with the Apache.
With the what?
Apache,
Bruno Mars, right?
Bruno Mars
and Rose, they collaborate this song. Yeah.
So that's your hospital dance song.
Yes.
for now.
But now.
But then we dance with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj songs. Yes.
I did not expect that.
we have light bulb, right? Light bulb. We replaced it with the disco light.
At the time.
Yes. This bulb is cheap, right? It's like, how to say, 5,000 Czech, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We replace it with this one, and we close all the lights, so it's like a disco room, right?
And it's just, who is it? Doctors, patients, or
everyone join this.
Everyone you can drive.
yeah. How often do you do this?
But
3 times.
what? No, we don't usually do this. Yes, but some occasion like the danger. Or,
right.
Like Christmas,
Like New Year.
New Year, or some birthdays, right? Some birthdays, like on his birthday or on my birthday. Yes, we also sing with guitar, right? Guitar, and they're guitarists and they're pianists and they're violinists, and they play the instruments and we sing. And then when we got too drunk, yes, we dance. We turn
All together.
Turn off the light and we replace the disco light.
But at that time, even though we are enjoying with the DJ music, one side is we are worrying about drone.
Yes, because we can hear, right?
Yeah.
When I drive for the cam, we can hear. But when the disco music is on, we can't hear anything.
Wow.
So we are dancing, but on the other side, our mind is listening to the scouting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jet fighter, yes. There's some people who don't join us, like older people. Older people, they worry about, they can't hear the jet fighter, right? They always, how to say, they blame us for being so loud. Yes.
And do you practice meditation as self-care as well?
Sometimes it's rarely. Meditation is rarely, but we do individually and not. We don't do all together. We keep our mind positively by their own individual way. Some do their yoga, and some do climbing, and sometimes we need to isolate it from the patient and from our comrade. So sometimes we do not work anything. We stay alone in the house. We see our mind, how it's going on. And so we give the isolation time for me.
Right. And so in looking at the mental difficulties that the wider population is facing and the signs of trauma, like how they're acting, how would you describe among the civilian population, we're not talking about the combatants, the comrades, we're talking about just civilians. They must have PTSD as well from the trauma that they face. So what signs are you seeing in terms of the way that they're acting that's giving you indication as to what kind of mental difficulties they're having?
Indications about PTSD.
They
mostly depression and sleepless night, right?
Sleep.
Yes,
most are complaining of the sleep problem.
Sleepless. Yes.
They are not severe. Not severe as because they, how to say, they live with hope. One day we will go back home, and one day we will win. And so the best medicine is this. It is not we given. It is derived from their own individual mind. So they hope and they believe. So this is the best medicines for them. Everybody live with them. One day we will go back our home.
Yes, that's what inspires us. We are inspired by the hope of returning home.
Yeah, well, that's extraordinary. And, we've had guests on the podcast that have said, and I think when we're thinking about this beleaguered population that has been facing so much conflict, so much violence, so much loss,
Yes.
I think as outsiders, we think we might have this pity or this, we might feel this sense of victimization, of hopelessness, of loss.
Yes.
And I'm sure that that's there. Part of that loss and that pain, that trauma is there. But consistently, the guests that we've had on this podcast have said the thing that the media is not picking up on is the joy and the hope and the optimism and the unity and the looking forward. And I think that's something that is so inspiring as you speak about this Karenni population, that we know how severe the violence has been in Karenni State, that you're describing in the way that they're dealing with their mental trauma, that they do have this hope and this optimism that they are going to win and they're going to have the life that they've wanted for generations. So that's tremendous.
Yes. Also civilians, they have some of refugees, right? They have to leave their home.
Yeah.
Sometimes in SCC burn their home down. The whole village, sometimes the whole village, they burn all the houses. They lost their home, and then how to say this? Yes. They want their home back, right? They want to go their own places, right? Yes. Sometimes they feel depressed about this. Yes. Also the traumas they have faced, right? Yes.
Sometimes they ask me, Saya, sometimes they ask me,
When can I go home?
The most frequent question is, when can I go home?
So
And they're asking you like you have the answer.
Yes.
Yes.
We say,
They find hope, right?
we say, we all are together.
Yeah.
You are very lucky. You are in your state, but we are not in our state.
Yes,
So it is more easy for you to go back home. It is hard for me. So
At least
fighting together, and we will stay together.
Yeah.
So one thing is I found in Karenni State is about religion. So how to say, fathers and sisters care their people.
Yes.
So it is the good
It's
for
very
the
good for
Karenni
them.
people. I think
The
they.
Christian religion.
Yes, Christian.
Yes.
Christian.
I am Buddhism, but I see their relationship. They are born in with God. So it's so peaceful
strong.
for the people. This is the good best medicine for handling with mandate illness.
Yes.
Mandate trauma. So you mentioned about violence. You mentioned about so many type of violence and so many type of crisis they are suffering, but they can handle it with this, with winning with God. I think, and I see it every day. The old ladies and the old men are praying to God at the church, even though this church is broken by the air attack, even though they are praying and in front of the God. Yes, this is the good for people, and we have to say thank you. We have to say thank for the father and sister who cared the people. It is the good point, I think.
Right. And it's interesting because you talk about being Bamar Rakhine in your case, being Buddhist, coming to a Christian Karenni ethnic state you've never been. You mentioned how the Karenni word for, the Karenni word for Bamar is soldier. It's a synonym. You say soldier means Bamar. There's no distinguishing. So there's this mistrust at the start. Yes. And you have been on this journey where as a Bamar Buddhist, Rakhine Bamar Buddhist, coming to Karenni Christian territory, you on a personal grassroots level, you've made a connection and a bond with that community that will not go away. And this is something that has been lacking in Myanmar's history for so many generations. This inter-ethnic, inter-religious, inter-regional connection and ability to work with each other and build that solidarity. And it strikes me that as we're hearing from kind of the top levels of federal democracy in Myanmar, how are these people going to come together? How are they going to not fight after the military and join? And we're hearing a story at the bottom grassroots of how this is already happening. This has been happening. And there must be many stories like this that we're not hearing and not knowing of, as these people at the top are having their own, theories and fears and concerns. You're telling us things from the ground that are actually happening and working, right?
Yes. This is the good results of our revolution. Even though we do not win now, this is the good results of our revolution, I think.
There is no racism or there is no discrimination of religions, right?
There is no discrimination at all in this revolution. But we have facing some discrimination. But we understand this is the lower education of made by SEC. Our country is how to say our country is run by the old genre and the dictatorship. So it's good. Just about 5 years, 2015 to 2020, we are tasting about the good things. But so now we have been facing some discrimination, but we understand and we overcome this.
Right. And so as you've been in Karenni State so long, have you, on a personal level, made friendships with Karenni families? Have you learned any Karenni language? Do you have favorite Karenni food that you've never tried before? Talk about
that. Pork sausage.
Traditional. Pork, interesting. They put grind meat in that. How do you say this?
Sausage?
Sausage. Yes. Pork sausage.
Yes.
Kaya traditional pork sausage. And the best thing is about the local made alcohol. Fragment with the
fermented with
fermented
with, how do you say, the corn
fermented alcohol. How does it taste?
It is so, it smells so nice. It is
good.
Although we don't know how much alcohol percent it is, we enjoy it. Also, we have a knowledge that they can send us to hospital.
Even though we are American.
Yes. They like to drink. So even there were some drunk. How do you say this? Their livers are, how to say, cirrhosis, right? Cirrhosis of liver. They have even some women have cirrhosis of liver. They drink that much.
Right.
Yes. And when we visit their home, they treat with that thing, that fermented corn drink. Yes.
We like it.
Yeah, we do like it. Yes. And what about the language? We only know about, like, we know Saudi Cup or like yes, so we can't.
We just only know hello.
Yes. We only know the greeting, saying goodbye. That's all. Yes.
Right. So I thank you so much for this great conversation. You've shared so much about your life there, and I think it's so important for listeners to have this grassroots ground understanding of what's actually been taking place. It's such a source of hope on so many levels. And the last question I'd like to ask you is your own personal transformation. I'm just curious, to what degree has this been a transformative process for you? How have you changed? How have you grown? How have you developed into a different person than you were a few years ago?
And during these years, yes, it's not like before, right? It's before the coup, we have a life. Our life is so, how to say it, so convenient. I'm a student. Yes, I don't have to work a lot, and I don't have to deal with a lot of people. And I'm a student. I do student things, and he's a doctor. He's doing doctor things. But after the coup, we have to move to a place where we have never been before, and we have to build community, and we have to treat with other community. We have to, how do you say it, accept some unfamiliar foods. Before I only eat chicken. I don't eat other meat. Yes, I'm almost a vegetarian. I almost every day I eat vegetables. But in Karenni, and they have so much how to say it, beef, right? But I have to eat this because chickens are so rare. That's why I have to eat beef. I have to change my habits, right? Habits, daily habits too. They are also their weather. The weather is not like in Yangon, right? The weather is so cold there, and sometimes when it's rainy season, it rains too much, and in cold season it's really cold, right? We don't when I go there, we don't even bring our warm clothes. Yes, we didn't expect that. We have to adapt to several things. Yes, and yes, when we establish a hospital setting, we have to do a lot of things. Like now I'm in office, administrative things, right? Yes. When a hospital started, there were no human resources for like generator management, like fuel management or water. Yeah, it's water is really rare there. Water is so scarce.
No underwater.
Yes, no.
In this state,
they can't use underwater. This is so rare. We have to We have to connect from the water source, and we have to do a lot of things for the water supply, fuel supply, and also placements for volunteers. Yes, also yes. Generator things, and also transportation, a lot of things. We have to do a lot of things. We are not like before. We are not like I was a student, but I was no longer a student right now. I'm no longer a student. I have to do a lot of these administrative things. Also now I'm in the office, so I have to do office work, sometimes clinical work when it needs me. Yes, a lot of how do you say this? I have to grow, right? Grow and adapt to the things.
Mature.
Yes, I have to be mature. I am no longer young. So,
we lost our young life.
Yeah, we lost our life.
Yeah, you're still 24.
Yes, we want to be happy, right? Sometimes, yes, we want to miss our parents, but we have to adapt to that. We miss our parents. Yes, we can we have to accept that. At least we can call to our moms, our dads, and on video call. Yes, we can still meet, right? They are still alive, so it's lucky. I have to accept that. Yes, it is how do you say this? Yes.
Yes, but for me, my dream is to work at a hospital for the poor people, to have the assistance of the government. So by the God, luckily, I how to say, I do my dream in this revolution. So my dream is coming true. We build at hospital and we give the medical service to the people who need. But we have, we have just only idea, and we have know how to do and how to deal with the problem, especially like the human problem. We all are connected with the local, and also we all are connected with the seniors and juniors and medical professionals. So this is the big issue for me to dealing with the people. I have no experience at all. And also, we are using the individual donation of the Myanmar people. We do care about this, the financial problem. So this is so difficult for me to use the individual donation of the Myanmar people who suffering from the most type of the crisis in this state. So this is also difficult for me, but we have to do with Hector, and also we have with our team, hospital office team, and also with the and the other thing is we have to do about data collection and data analysis. Before I have no experience at all about this, because I am newly doctor, so but I have to do data collection and data analysis for the future. This is the big evidence of the SEC how SEC make to people. This is the evidence. So we have to collect each and every data of the patient from since 2021 to 2024. And we are trying to analyze the data, how we do medical service in the future, and how we build the health system in the future in our country. So many challenges, but we do solving step by step with the head of the specialist and with the consult with each and every setup of the specialist.
I just have to comment on that. That's tremendous that you're not only are you doctors, but if you've already described, you also have to learn how to be engineers and building a new hospital in the jungle. You also have to learn about security because you need to learn how to protect it. You also have to be human rights defenders because you have to document these atrocities for the future. You also have to be fundraisers and know how to, and you also have to be import-export specialists and know how to do this. And then on top of all of this, the one part of this that really stood out is that you're talking about the how difficult it is to get those donations, to get those supplies, and to get the kind of resources you need. And I hear this and I just feel this kind of boiling rage inside me when I think about the United Nations and the ASEAN and the border, the Thai and Indian borders, and just thinking about how there's these millions and millions of dollars that these large organizations have, and this has been years and years on in this conflict, and they are it drives me crazy, and it makes me so angry to think that they have not found a way. They have not found a way to be able to navigate those resources to people like you who need them. And whatever political or other excuses they have of that, it's just it doesn't hold up. So I'm kind of suppressing my anger and rage at hearing, at thinking about how hard it's been for you all to do what you're doing so courageously, and what these larger organizations, international organizations, could and should be doing to help you even in the smallest amount, and that they're not. So I'm curious, while I have you here, I also want to know, to what degree, if any, are you following what these larger international organizations are doing or not doing? Are you aware that there's the possibility of them supporting you, and it's not happening, so you're having to deal with that, or are you just accepting that, okay, we're on our own. We're not even going to think about this. We're going to find a way to be self-sufficient. Do you have, anger or hurt or rage at this, or is it just kind of off to the side? You're just doing your thing. You're not thinking or caring about it.
We are shouting for help for 3 years. We are asking to help Myanmar people since 2021.
Yeah.
Where?
Yes.
I didn't find their help. I want to say one thing. Please don't be trapped under the policy. Do what you can do urgently and immediately. You can do so many ways. You can give so many ways. Not only SAC, you have to cooperate and collaborate with the National Unity Government, NUG. Now we are so many cities under the control of the People Defense Forces. So this is the reason our peoples are they need so many, they are faced with so many difficulty, even though no food security and lack of nutrition, and this could impact is so big. Everybody knows, like the communicable disease increasing, and also the no food and drug insecurity. So the incident of non-communicable disease like hypertension is so increasing, and also so many. Recently in our hospital, one baby 9 months is dying of meningitis, and one is dying of rabies. So these are the basic preventable disease. So health is the human fundamental right. So, and also health is the peace. So you have to do as much as you can in so many ways. There is so many ways, not only just one way.
And yes, we need a lot of support because for long-term sustainability, right? It is not easy for a hospital to last this long. We have to use a lot of funds for fuel, also supplies. Yes, we have to use a lot of funds every month. Yes, we need a lot of support, and also about the volunteers, right? Volunteers, how long can they keep doing this, right? They have families.
Yes.
Yeah, and also when they are doing this, they need some pocket money, right? We give pocket money, but it's so small amount. It's about like 1,000 baht per month. It is the most. Yes, they can use a lot of money, right? Yes, but they want a life too, right? And when I came here, I saw a lot of people having their life really good, right?
You're talking about Chiang Mai.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about Chiang Mai, yes. A lot of people having their life. They live peacefully. They have all how do you say this? Services, right? Even taxi services easy, internet easy, food easy, everything's easy. But there
in
at
Myanmar.
our hospital in Myanmar, everything is not easy.
Even water is
Yes,
so
even
difficult.
water is a big issue, right? Well, we can bath as much as we can. We can take bath. But there, we take bath like once a week. Some people are like once a month. Like yes, we have to prioritize for the operation theater to use water, right? And also the disinfection, right? And that's why we have to use water so how do we say that, limitedly, right? So limitedly. Everything is difficult there. Yes, we need but if we have a proper, how do we say this, water channel, big pipes, we can access more water. But we have very limited funds, so we have to use rubber pipes, small pipes. And yes, it takes about a day to fill this tank, the water tank. Yes, but it's there's a village too, right? The village has to this. There are many houses and refugees there, and we have to share water too. Yes, everything's difficult there. Yes, so yes, we need a lot of supply. And as I mentioned before, the volunteers, they are getting paid. They are not paid. They are all volunteering for 3 years, right? Yes, they don't have a, how do we say, the comfort life. They every day they have to
struggling with the internet conflict, personal
Yes.
conflict with the family and their education.
Yes, they have left their family in the city, right? And sometimes their mother got sick, their father got sick, have to hospitalize, and
But we
have to use
cannot
fan.
do
We cannot.
anything.
Yes, we can do. We all can do is just sing. Yes, on phone, right? We on video call and send advisors. That's all. We can give money. We can visit them, right? If we visit them, we will be arrested by the military, right? So yes, many issues. We yes. Also, some volunteer, I think they want to give up the revolution, right? Because it's taking too long. They have to work really much, so much. Even sometimes, yes, they can sleep for 3 days like this. Hospital works, as you know, it's very, how do we say this? Busy, right? It's so busy. Yes, but they don't get any. They are not getting paid, right? They don't get any money. Yes. So they are sometimes they feel depressed. They cannot support their family. Yes. Yes. Most of the volunteer feel like that, right? Yes. As it taking longer for the revolution getting longer, the longer the revolution, yes, they are so how do we say this? Depressed. Yeah, they are so depressed and they want to go home. Some people even leave revolution and have a life, started a life in Thai or something like that. They want to give up. Yes. So do we. we are not having a good life, right? We are so busy. Even I can continue my education doing all these office things and hospital administrative things. Yes, I'm a student, right? I have to continue to get a bachelor degree, but I can continue. Yes, we do a lot of things. We are so busy. Yes, we got no pocket money, and also we have so limited funds for the long-term sustainability.
Yes. Not only money, we want and we need education platforms
yes.
for our continuous medical education.
Yes.
I want to study public health in Thailand, but I think after revolution I have to study because you can choose one way. So many things we need, and
Yes.
we have been facing financial crisis 3 times in a year. Yeah. Sometimes we have no money for kitchen.
Yes.
So sometimes we have no money for food of our hospital members. So it is so suffocating.
Yes.
Me, it is so suffocating.
Suffocating
Me. I have
feelings.
no idea. I have no idea, and I think, what can I do? So it is.
Yes. It's the biggest issue we've been facing.
Yes, for a long time, you
Yeah,
know,
for a long
and I
time.
had that said about that. But we have to do. We have to do. We have to do this. We make decision. We made decision. We will do until we go back home. Until we
Yes,
win.
yeah.
Until we win.
We remain committed to our mission.
Yes.
Yes. Until we win.
Yes.
Although I want to give up, but I will still remain
No,
committed
yes.
to my mission until
Yes.
we win SEC.
Yes. This is the
This is
truth.
a clear-cut decision. You can't change that.
As a human being, sometimes we want to give up bad, but no, we have to do, and then we win.
Yes.
One day we come back to Yangon.
Yes.
We come back to home. We will come back to home and see mother.
Yes.
I'll meet you there.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So see you in Yangon. Thank you thank you for sharing our feelings and our advisory in this crisis situation in Myanmar after coup. So very thank you to you, and thank you for all the audience of Inside Myanmar, and thank you for your time. And this is how Myanmar people are struggling in this crisis situation. And so this is I just want to share internationally. I don't want this is not an entertainment. This is real life. Not entertainment. I mean, this is not entertainment. This is how Myanmar people are struggling with the coup and struggling with the dictatorship. So I hope and I think this broadcasting support our revolution. I hope this broadcasting support our way back home. I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for talking with us. Thank you for listening our English.
Sorry for
I truly apologize for my grammar mistake.
Yes, me too.
To the listeners, I want to apologize for my English. Yes, as I have mentioned before, yes, all these people in Karenni are doing noble jobs, saving life, but they are not getting paid. They are doing it for free, and they have to risk their life. True, they have to leave their parents, families in their city. Yes, so this is the voices I want to mention. My voices were this sentence will represent all of them, I think. Yes. And thank you. Actually, we pronounce Luka. Luka means
In Burmese,
Luka. We just trick this name. Luka means laku.
Laku.
Laku Luka. Laku means come and how to say it?
Come in inviting
Come and cure.
patients
Yes.
and doctors.
Yes. We invite all patients, all the doctors, cure and go back.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
means laku. So we turn it back and Luka.
Luca. Okay.
Luka.
Okay.
Yes.
That's why. Luka.
But we don't know about this name in Christian.
Yes.
Yes, he is saint.
Yes.
He is saint, and he is also physician in his era.
Yes.
So it's good.
Luka is a saint, right?
Yes.
He heal people.
Yes. But we don't intend this. We are just inviting come for both patients and doctors. So we need medical profession,
Many listeners know that in addition to running these podcast episodes, we also run a nonprofit, Better Burma, which carries out humanitarian projects across Myanmar. While we regularly post about current needs and proposals from groups on the ground, We also handle emergency requests, often in matters that are quite literally life or death. When those urgent requests come in, we have no time to conduct targeted fundraisers, as these funds are often needed within hours. So please consider helping us to maintain this emergency fund. We want to stress that literally any amount you can give allows us to respond more flexibly and effectively when disaster strikes. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects, as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause in both websites except credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give in another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.
Oba yarananda dayananga yaranaya dayanang boda ba yaranam